setting sail, the allure and the reality. Ah, the open water, azure horizons, the promise of freedom, and that intoxicating scent of salt and adventure. For many, owning a boat is the grandest chapter of a life well lived. But before we weigh anchor, we must face the bracing winds of reality. Boat ownership isn't always smooth sailing. Hidden currents lurk beneath the glossy brochure. In this voyage, we'll chart a course through the less discussed, hard-hitting truths that every aspiring captain should know before signing the dotted line. The cost iceberg, more than just the price tag. Let's not beat around the buoy. The sticker price is just the visible tip of the iceberg. Below the surface lies ongoing expenses: insurance, winter storage, marina fees, fuel, and regular maintenance. And don't forget surprise repairs. Boats, unlike land vehicles, are constantly at war with sun, salt, and relentless motion. Owners often report spending 10% of their boat's value per year on upkeep alone. The legend rings true. A boat really can be a hole in the water you pour money into, unless you plan with a steady hand and keen eye for detail. Time and tides, boats need more than just money. Boats demand more than your hard-earned wages. They demand your most precious cargo, time. Between cleaning decks, scrubbing hulls, regular engine checks, and updating navigation gear, the hours add up. Many owners confess that for every hour spent at sea, several are spent dockside, toiling over their vessel. And unless you're fortunate enough to dock out your chores, there's no sidestepping the work that keeps a boat shipshape. The sea rewards effort, but she does not yield easily. Maintenance mysteries and relentless repairs. Salt, moisture, and sun are a relentless triad, conspiring to corrode, fade, and break even the sturdiest hardware. Electrical systems fall prey to moisture, engines demand vigilant care, and the tiniest overlooked crack can become a watery headache. Haul-outs, anti-fouling paint, propeller checks. These aren't one-off chores but rituals in a boat owner's calendar. And modern vessels, with their digital chart plotters and automated systems, introduce new complexities with every innovation. Strike the weather. Mother Nature holds the trump card. The best-laid plans can be upended by a fickle forecast. Thunderstorms, high winds, fog, and shifting tides can turn a leisurely cruise into a nail-biting ordeal, or keep you moored for days. Boats, unlike homes, are at the mercy of ever-changing weather, often turning anticipation into frustration. The flexibility to change sails at a moment's notice, or to abandon the outing entirely, is an unheralded skill among seasoned captains. Dock dilemmas in crowded harbors. Each season brings a new set of navigational headaches at marinas and harbors. As boating's popularity surges, finding a reliable dock or mooring spot has become an odyssey. Competition can drive up fees, and in many locales, the wait for a slip stretches for years. Even if your home port is secure, crowded summer days mean more time waiting for a berth than enjoying the ocean's embrace. Depreciation, the sinking value of vessels. Unlike a cherished vintage compass, most boats do not age gracefully on the balance sheet. Buying new means bracing for immediate depreciation, with many vessels dropping in value by up to 30% in just the first few years, sometimes more if a new model launches. Even top-tier boats, cared for with dedication, rarely retain their original worth. The resale market is a fickle sea, shaped by market trends, new technology, and the constant quest for the next big thing. Dreams versus usage, the idle ghost fleet. Here's a truth many grapple with. Most boats spend far more time docked than sailing. Surveys reveal that many owners use their vessels fewer than 20 days per year, despite year-round payments. Life ashore, a demanding job, changing weather, or family duties, too often keeps boats tethered to the pier. As a result, marinas from the Mediterranean to the Pacific Northwest host flotillas of beautiful but idle ships. The dream endures, but the reality can be an expensive waiting game. Learning curve, when adventure meets uncertainty. Seamanship isn't inherited, it's learned out there in the briny air, sometimes the hard way. Modern navigation and safety equipment can feel daunting to first-timers. Licensing, rules of the road, night navigation knots, and emergency protocols all demand study and practice. There's exhilaration in piloting your own vessel, but the learning curve can be steeper than a rogue wave. Many new boaters find themselves overwhelmed, relying on professionals for safety, at yet more cost. Community and camaraderie, shared waters and shared woes. Here's a silver lining worth savoring. Even through the gray squalls, the boating community is famously tight-knit. Fellow mariners are quick with advice or a helping hand in a moment of need. Yet this camaraderie occasionally comes at a price, sharing crowded waterways, weathering unwelcome advice, and sometimes adjusting to a tide of personalities. The ocean brings us together, but, as in any harbor town, not all neighbors are as friendly as they first appear. Environmental responsibility, stewardship of the seas. With great adventure comes great responsibility. Boat ownership means understanding the impact each journey leaves on the water, fuel emissions, waste disposal, anchoring over fragile seabeds, and more. Increasingly, regulations and expectations push owners to adopt cleaner, greener practices. This can mean further investment in new technology and equipment, another reminder that every captain must respect the ocean they love. The endless haul, upgrades, gadgets, and the technology trap. Just when you think you've charted a course through the main perils of ownership, another tide rolls in, one largely hidden beneath the surface for first-time skippers: the ever-tempting world of upgrades and marine technology. Modern boats are teeming with systems and gadgets, from sonar devices and satellite navigation to onboard entertainment suites and solar panels. Each new dockside conversation, each glossy magazine page, seems to unveil another must-have gizmo, promising smoother cruising, sleeker performance, greater safety, or simply more comfort at anchor. But here's the rub. With each gadget comes a fresh round of expenses, integration headaches, and a new specialist to consult. Think about electronic chart plotters that go obsolete before your next season, or autopilots that demand software updates nearly as frequently as our smartphones do ashore. Upgrades aren't just a matter of striking a check. They're often a commitment to a cycle of maintenance, training, and troubleshooting. The pull to keep up with the fleet is strong, and before long, the dream can feel like a never-ending arms race with technology. Even so, for those who love tinkering and relish hands-on learning, this evolving seascape can be part of the adventure, a kaleidoscopic puzzle at the heart of the boating life. Still, it's essential for any would-be owner to navigate these waters wisely, plotting a course between innovation and peace of mind, rather than being swept away by every shiny beacon on the horizon. With that navigational bearing set, let's bring our voyage back towards a reckoning. With all we've explored, is boat ownership truly worth it? Family and crew, navigating relationships aboard. Before we chart our course to that lasting question, is it worth it? Let's unfurl a truth that's often stowed away below decks. Sharing boat ownership with family or friends can be both a blessing and a headwind. You see, inviting loved ones aboard isn't just about laughter ringing out over the waves. It's about teamwork, patience, and compromise, sometimes in tight quarters, sometimes facing a brewing storm. On calm seas, these shared adventures foster unforgettable bonds, testing and strengthening relationships in ways that nothing ashore quite can. But when tempers run as hot as the midday sun, over who missed a line, or who forgot to check the bilge, it's easy to feel adrift. Disagreements about budgets, schedules, or the inevitable breakdowns can put even the sturdiest crew to the test. Through it all, many owners say the most cherished memories aren't the sunsets, but the sense of unity that grows when everyone pulls together, navigating both choppy waters and clear horizons. As we prepare to give our final bearings, it's worth reflecting. Boat ownership can change your relationships forever, for better or for worse, depending on how you steer. Hidden currents, the legal and regulatory maze. Before we bring this voyage home, there's one last stretch of choppy water many new owners never see coming: the web of laws, licenses, and regulations. It's not all starlit skies and open horizons. From registration and insurance to local waterway restrictions and shifting maritime rules, every skipper faces a sea of paperwork that can feel more daunting than a squall. Imagine the surprise when you discover that some waters you hope to cruise are off-limits, or that your vessel must meet specific safety checks before you're cleared to leave port. Even small changes on board, an extra radio, a new electric motor, can sink you in red tape if you're not prepared. And let's not forget the call of distant shores. Venturing beyond your local coast means tacking into international law, customs, and even quarantine measures. Navigating bureaucracy isn't as thrilling as charting new destinations, but understanding the legal tides ahead can keep your ship off the rocks. Once you've learned to read these paper charts, you're one step closer to truly commanding your adventure. So, is it all worth it? Let's weigh anchor and sum up as we take our final bearings. Final bearings, is it worth it? Having navigated the rougher waters of cost, time, upkeep, weather, and responsibility, the question remains, is the dream of boat ownership worth the reality? For some, nothing matches the thrill of that first sunrise on open water, the camaraderie of fellow sailors, or the treasured freedom a boat provides. For others, the costs, financial, physical, and emotional, prove too steep a tide to cross. Like any great voyage, the decision is personal. Arm yourself with knowledge, eyes wide open, and you'll know if the sea truly calls to you, or if the wise course is to climb down from the gangway and wave farewell from shore.